let's move on to our next topic of discussion, which is the new Star Trek TV series proposals. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, rumours of all varieties. We've heard things about Worf taking on his own TV show and paying for it so he can be the captain of his own ship. We've heard about CSI in space. We've heard about Law and Order in space. I am waiting for the Great British Bake Off in space.
That'd be fun.
That would be awesome. Somehow I don't think I'd get that past the pilot stage, but it would be fun to make the pilot at least.
Isn't that already called Doctor Who?
Oh, ouch.
Yeah,
he went there. He went there.
He did.
You know what? Watch all the Whovians show up with pitchchforks now.
They
that
will.
I've gone there.
Well, that's okay, because they can use them to test whether or not the cakes are done.
That's brilliant.
There you go, we've got the perfect cover story. But in all seriousness, what do you guys think would make a good series? I mean, we've got lots of things that are flying around. Some people have said that the CSI idea, they can't really see it panning out. They don't know if Worf would be a good captain. What is going to make a good series?
I have always wanted to have a series that follows a group of cadets at the academy, and there have been books that have done that, and it was very good books actually. The Best and the Brightest was probably the one that stands out the most in that group. So yeah, I think I'd like that. I'd like to see, even if it was just the first season following this group of cadets in their final year, preferably from their freshman year, and I think that'd be amazing to watch them go through the whole process and then be assigned to ships and go off. And, it may have the potential to get a little melodramatic, but, it could still be fun. The angst!
The angst!
Right? All that wonderful teenage drama. It's like take Star Trek and take Gossip Girl and smash the two of them together, and that's Kristen's dream Star Trek world.
Maybe a little bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in there.
That'd be awesome. I wouldn't say no to that. Yeah. I think that'd be a cool thing, but, as to whether that will ever happen, I think it's right up there with CSI Star Trek. But,
I mean, with that idea, it kind of makes me think of, it was a DS9 episode, and I want to say it was called The Valiant.
Yeah, it had The Valiant in it, definitely.
Yeah, it may not have been titled The Valiant, but, yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
The group of cadets that were like, what were they, Red Squad or something?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they got to basically go around the galaxy when the Dominion War kicked off. Their commanding officers were killed or whatever, so they took that stuff to a whole new level.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. And it makes me also think of one of my favorite Star Trek Next Generation episodes is called The Lower Decks. The one where they focused on the 4 ensigns who are all vying for a promotion to JG. And, that was a great episode. It was absolutely fabulous.
Sam Lavelle.
Yeah, it can be really done, even if the focus of the action is on the senior officers, seeing what happens, to the people who aren't in charge can be just as interesting as, the captain of the flagship of the fleet.
Mm.
Interesting enough, the Bajoran girl in that episode was one that was on Wesley Crusher's little flight demonstration team.
Yeah,
she was.
Great continuity there, I thought.
So, yeah. Well, Picard had said that he took her so she would get a fair shot. So that was...
Mm-hmm. And then she dies. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Well, that's... if you haven't seen it by now...
It's an old show.
That's true.
Yeah. It's an old show, but we're all good.
So we all know that by default, the guy that got the promotion to Lieutenant Junior grade probably didn't even deserve it.
Probably not. He was... But I think he felt bad after that, so at least he wasn't as much of a jerk as he was during the military.
And he probably made more of his career than he was going to when he was nice and cocky, thinking he deserved everything.
There you go.
He had Richard Riker envy.
He had Riker
envy.
He did have total Riker envy.
Always trying to.
He was like, "Oh man, I wish my hunchy shoulder would look as good as his. I just haven't busted it yet."
He probably sits in his room and straddles chairs all night, just trying to get the perfect chair straddle down.
He didn't even have a beard. That's where he was going wrong. He did not have a beard.
Well, he was channeling early Riker, and then as he got older, he could work in the beard.
Do you mean superhero Riker, who totally did his David Hasselhoff impression each episode and soaked his stomach in?
You mean that wasn't David Hasselhoff?
He leads with his chest. It's awesome. Imagine you're at the end of the hallway and the turbo lift, right? The turbo lift doors open and back comes barreling at you. You're like, flattened.
Oh my god, it's a bat! Oh no. Right, it's Commander Riker, okay.
In slow motion like the Baywatch credits.
Some people stand on the bridge.
I feel this video needs to be made. Like, I feel it.
Should we shoot an email to Jonathan Frakes and see if he's up for it?
He
I reckon he would be.
I mean, what else has he got going on?
No, well, if you've ever gotten to see him at a convention or anything, he is the funniest guy, and he just absolutely loves Star Trek and loves the fans and loves Klingon women.
Okay.
In that order. So, he's a very cool guy.
Where does Deanna rank?
I don't know. I don't know.
I bet you she ranked a lot higher 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, Ouch. I went there.
That was a gut shot right there.
Yeah, I get him in where I can. Nobody is immune.
But I tell you something, I would rather watch him have his own show and have Riker captain a new Star Trek TV series than
Titan.
I think that one would be more successful than anything else they do, is they take somebody who is as familiar as, William Riker, and they surround him with a brand new crew. I mean, obviously, Deanna Troi is on the Titan as well. But, even if the writers found a reason to send her back to Beta Z for something, make her ambassador or something, she could do a couple cameos. But take him and surround him with a new crew, I would definitely tune into that more than I would Worf.
Yeah. It's nothing against Worf. I think he's, his story is what it is, and maybe it's my natural prejudice towards Klingons. I'm not a huge fan of Klingons. I don't.
Racist. You'll be telling us you don't like Geordi LaForge next.
It's like you read my mind.
Pandora's box.
Oh, we can save that for later.
Dark everywhere.
We can talk about that later. Oh, so, alright. So you think a Riker-based, or at least another character, a familiar character, leading a new ship would be a good series. What about you, Captain Herrera? What do you?
I think, to be honest, I would subscribe to a Titan show. Yeah. I would be happy with that. Partly because Riker is awesome. As much as I take the mickey out of his chair straddling and hunchy shoulder and ginormous beard, oh my god, it's just, you could lose yourself in that. I think he would be a fantastic guy to have in the center seat. And, see, the other cool thing is, right, if you've read the books, somebody's gonna send me death threats and hate mail if I get this wrong, so I apologize in advance. This is from, Memories of Reading the Destiny, trilogy. I believe his first officer is actually from Manchester.
Oh.
I think it's referenced somewhere that she has a Manchester accent. So to be honest, I just like the idea of him, doing one of the, Picard used to have his brooding episodes where he'd go and hide in the ready room and have a grump about something Borg related.
Yeah.
If Riker was in there, right, he's having a grump, his first officer goes in to talk him out of it, and she just basically opens with, "Come on, Captain, what's up with ya?"
Would you like some tea and crumpets to talk about it?
Yeah, exactly. How cool would that be? Because, it's just, it's the other side of the UK. We've seen Picard, even though he's French. What's all that about? With the whole, British accent and the posh sort of, upper class, tea Earl Grey hot sort of side of things. What I'm talking about is jam butties, a bit of beans on toast every now and again. What's wrong with that? Chips and gravy?
Nothing. There needs to be more Brits in space. Because let's be quite frank, Malcolm Reed fell very short of the mark of Brits.
He disappointed me.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need a universal translator just to understand what they're talking about.
See, I have to explain the chips and gravy thing just briefly because over in the US, those are like the things that you buy, they're potato chips, they come in the little bags. I'm talking about fries with gravy here, guys. Think how awesome that actually is. And then go make it. Test it out. That's what Riker could be letting himself in. The Titan series, seriously.
Yeah. It'd be fun to watch, if nothing else, then for the chips and gravy.
There you go.